Thank you so much, Madam Chair. Members of the committee, we appreciate being able to be here with you this morning. Today we're going to be talking about two bills, as the Chair said, 5184 and 5185, known as the Social Work Licensure Modernization Act. Put very simply, this legislation will restructure social work licensing tiers in Michigan and remove the requirement of passing the Association of Social Work Board's social work exam to be able to become licensed. So that, for example, with this legislation, someone with an MSW, which is a Master's in Social Work, would be allowed to apply for and acquire their LMSW without taking an exam, but with other required hurdles, for example, supervision and education. Part of the impetus for this is taking a look at some of the data that we have gotten from ASWB and analyzing the pass rates on the social work exam. What that has done is highlighted some significant disparities and those existing and those who actually do pass the exam. So this disparity highlights what I believe are some things that we need to really focus on and concentrate in a potential flaw in the exam that creates then barriers for many to enter the field, particularly social workers of color and older social workers. Laura has also collaborated on this and with our Michigan schools to provide 10 years worth of data about those passing scores. So we have a kind of couple data points from which to work. One of the things that can get frustrating for our social workers is that, or folks who are getting ready to sit for this exam, is that if they fail, then they're taking that multiple times, which can come at a significant financial cost. And sometimes it can be, even though it's on the lower end of the licensure exams, it still can add up when you consider the cost of the exam, plus any study materials, any additional study courses, that can really add up. And so that really then limits, again, the amount of social workers who we have in the field and the amount, and being able to help with the workforce shortage and the crisis that we have on our hands here in Michigan. I do think that we need to be able to have measures by which folks receive their license. I think that that's very, very important. And there are a number of ways to do that. I just believe that a test isn't necessarily one of the best measures to do that. I know plenty of social workers who are many social workers who are not good test takers, who then are not able to practice. But I also know folks who can pass the exam who aren't really great in the field. And so both of those things exist. And so, one of the things that, Rep. Edwards and I have really tried to work on is what are the ways to be able to address that workforce shortage, get more social workers into our field in a much needed way, but really focus on how are our clinicians getting the skills that they need and how is that being measured? And I don't think that a test is the best way to do that. So, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, but I'm happy to answer any questions once the three of us are done, and we can go from there.
Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the committee members for allowing us to speak to this bill, both bills, 5184 and 5185. I kind of just want to mention that the examination is $260 or more. Each time the social worker fails that exam, they have to pay for it again. In addition to that, the study material, there is something called TDC, which is the Therapist Development Center. That test prep is $200 and almost $300 for that exam prep. There's another thing called Agents of Change. That's another course that you can take to pass your exam. That course is $275. So social workers are constantly putting money out there to pass these exams. It's not like they're not trying to pass the exams. I don't want anyone to think that we're just trying to remove the exam because people can't pass it. No, we are trying to pass it. We are paying a lot of money to try to pass that exam, but it's still difficult. And as Chair Brabec mentioned, the racial disparities are there. Laura released that information. It was leaked, but it's out there, and it indicates that minorities can't pass the exam. Individuals over a certain age can't pass that exam. The reality of it is that the exam is not necessary to be a social worker. You know, doctors have, people argue that doctors take exam and they pass it. You wouldn't go to a doctor who didn't take the exam. The reality is that you don't know what your doctor did. All you care is that your doctor is trained in the profession that they work in. Social workers are trained to the best of their ability, even beyond their ability. We have to take annual training courses, so it's not like it's just one and done. There's annual, there's updates, there's constant changes. We are required to take those changes and take those courses. So it's not like we are one and done and you take the course and you get your degree. That's not it. You continue to learn, you continue to grow. So, and that's all we're asking, is the ability to work in the field that we love and care for. And keep in mind, we don't get paid much to do it either, but it's something that you do with your heart. You do it from your heart, you work from your heart, and you don't care about the amount of money that you make for it. But what you care about is the people that you serve. You care about the people that you are working for and with. And that's the reason why we're trying to remove the examination, because it's not needed. It's not necessary for us to have to take that examination.